Rivera, and I had the honor of working with this amazing cast over these past 2 weeks, directing the show Love and How to Cure It by Thornton Wilder. Now, what happens in the show is it takes place on a stage after a rehearsal got canceled with this found family. Rowena Stoker, Joe Warburton, and Linda. No last name, just Linda. She is a dancer, we have an opera singer, and the greatest comedian in all of the pantomimes. What happens is Linda tells her aunt about this boy who really likes her, but she does not reciprocate the feelings. This boy is Arthur Warburton, right here. And they just figure out in the evening what to do about the situation. Now, Linda is played by Kaylee Letterman. Arthur Warburton is played by Ezekiel Dieterding. We have Rowena Stoker here, played by Lydia Wiley. And then we have, oh my goodness, Joe, played by Winter Godfrey. Thank you.
They've put off the rehearsal. Mark my words. It's after 8:30 now. We must have gotten word to the others somehow, or else we misunderstood the day. Go on, Joe. Linda, it says in the paper that Marjorie Fitzmaurice has an engagement, and Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves Company that Moss has collected for Folkestone Brighton and the Piers. She must have gotten better. Go on, Joe. There's a good girl. You'd better rest yourself, dearie. You'll be all blowed.
It's 9 o'clock. I can hear the chimes.
1, 2, 3, 1. Whatever are you doing with your hands, child? You've got to bend them back like you're discovering a flower by surprise. That's right. Upsy daisy, that's the way. Oh, they've put off the rehearsal. It's all a mistake somehow. We might as well go home.
No, I don't want to go home. Besides, I'm hungry. Why don't you ask Joe to go to the corner and buy some fish and chips?
My, but I never saw such an eater. I have a couple of kippers I was going to set on for breakfast. Joe, there's a stove downstairs still, isn't there?
Yes.
Well, there you are. We'll have a little supper and ask Joe. I have a packet of tea in my bag, too. How would you like that, Angel?
Lovely.
Joe, how would you like a little supper on the stage with tea and kipper and everything nice?
Like it. I'm that starved I could eat bones and all. What's more, I'll cook it for you. I'm the best little cooker of a kipper for a copper you could hope to see.
You could use that in a song someday. Shall we let her cook it, Linda?
Yes, let her cook it.
I'll just go next door and get a spoonful of butter.
Here's 6pence. Get some milk for the tea, too. And put some water on as you go out. I'll be down in a minute to make the tea.
Won't be a minute, my dears.
Oh, Joe must have cooked 1,000 kippers in her day. All those years while her husband was ill. Good old Joe. She's all lost without him, I think. She's always wanting to talk about him, but doesn't want to be the one to bring him into the conversation. Linda, whatever are you thinking about all the time?
Nothing.
Ah, don't you say nothing. Come now, tell your auntie. What is it you keep turning it over in your mind, Joe?
Well, almost nothing. Except I'm going to be shot any minute.
Don't say such things. No one's going to shoot you. You ought to be ashamed to say such things.
He's waiting in the street this very minute.
He's gone back to his university, hasn't he? He's a student. They don't let them out whenever they want.
Oh, I don't care. Let him shoot me. Doesn't matter anyways. What was he doing anyways? Going to Madame Angelelli's soiree. He ought to stay among his own people.
I'm going out into the street this minute to see if he's there. I can get the police after him for howling a poor girl so. What's his name?
Arthur Warburton. I tell you, I don't care if he shoots me.
Now, I won't have you saying things like that. When did you see him last?
Last Sunday, we had tea at Richmond and went floating on the river.
Did you let him kiss you?
I let him kiss me once. We were floating under some willow trees. And then he started talking so high-headed that I didn't let him kiss me again. And I liked him less and less. And then on the way on the bus, I just stared at the street and said yes. And no, I said I can't see him this week. I don't want to see him again. Aunt Rowena, he breathes so hard.
He doesn't look as though he's rough and nasty.
He's not rough and nasty. He just suffers.
I know him.
Oh, Aunt Rowena, isn't there any way discovered to get a man to get over loving you? Can't it be cured?
Linda, help me with this table, will you? Move it nearer to the gas jet. I'd better go downstairs and see what Joe's doing to everything. Now, dearie, what makes you say such things? What makes you say he's going to shoot you?
He looked all crazy. He said I ought not to be alive. He said if I didn't marry him.
Marry him? He asked you to marry him? Oh, dearie, you are a funny girl not to tell me these things. Why do you keep everything so secret, dearie?
I didn't think it was a secret. I don't want to marry him.
Now, try and remember what he said about shooting.
He was standing at the door, saying goodbye, and I had keys in my hand to show him I was ready to be done with him. And then he said he couldn't think of anything but me. He said he couldn't live without me, and so on. And then he asked, is there anyone else that I loved other than him? And I said, no. He said, what about the Italian fellow at Madame Angelelli's soiree? And I said, no, not in 1,000 years. It was Mario. And then he started to cry and take on something terrible. Imagine being jealous of Mario.
I'll teach that young man a lesson. That's what I'll do.
He started to tremble, and he took up the edge of my coat and cried. People ought not to be alive, he said. Nature ought not to allow such soulless beauties like I. I ought not to be alive, he said. I ought not to be alive.
Someone's pounding on the door downstairs. Joe must have dropped the latch again.
It's Arthur.
Don't be foolish.
I know in my bones it's him.
There's a gentleman to see you, Linda. Says his name is Warburton.
Yes, send him up.
Kipper's almost ready and the water's boiling, Rowena. What are you going to do about the visitor?
Now, Linda, I want to have a look at this Arthur again. You ask him pretty to have supper with us.
Wait, Rowena, I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat.
No, this is serious, Linda. You ask him to have supper with us and then send him around the corner for some bitters. In the meantime, I'll catch him and tell Joe how we must watch him.
I don't care. Let him shoot me. It means nothing to me.
Good evening, Linda.
Hello, Arthur. Arthur, I'd like you to meet my aunt, Miss Rowena Stoker.
It's a great pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Stoker. I hope that I'm not intruding. I just was passing by and I thought that...
We thought there was going to be a rehearsal for the new pantomime we're engaged for, Mr. Warburton, but nobody showed up, so like as not, we mistook the day. Linda's just been practicing a few steps for practice, haven't you, Dobby?
Arthur, I would hope you would join us for some supper, just some kippered herring and some tea.
That's awfully good of you. I've just come from dinner, but I hope that you won't mind if I sit by you, Mrs. Stoker.
Well, suit yourself, I always say. It's not very attractive in an empty theater, but you must have something, oh yes.
Arthur, perhaps you'd like to help us with something. Joe is downstairs cooking and can't go. Could you go to run to the corner and get ale and bitters?
I have
Yeah,
a
of course.
shilling here.
Yes, okay.
Oh, Aunt Rowena. Perhaps Arthur is dressed too grand to go to a pub.
The pubs in the street are used to us coming in all sorts of costumes, Mr. Warburton. They'll think you're rehearsing for a society play.
I'll be right back. I won't be a minute, Mrs. Stoker.
Oh, the poor boy is off his head for fair. Makes me feel all old just to see him. But I imagine he's quite a nice young man when he's got his senses. Oh, but never mind, Linda. Nobody wants you to marry anybody you don't want to marry. Has he been drinking, dearie, or does he just look that way?
Just looks that way.
Where's the Duke?
He's going around the corner for some bitters. Now, Joe, this is serious. This young man is off his head about Linda. Crazy for fair. This is serious. Linda says he talks wild and maybe even thinking of shooting her. Papers are full of such things. Plays are full of it. It might be, it might be.
Well, I've heard of such things, but I've never heard about them in my family.
Just the same, we must take steps, Joe. When he comes back, I'll have him take off his coat. You take it downstairs and see if there's anything in the pocket.
What's in the pocket?
Why, one of those small guns?
Yes, there's one in his pocket. I know there is.
Now, if you do find a gun in his pocket, take it out and empty out the bullets. Then put it back in his cape again, empty, see? Now, this boy is going to shoot Linda. He's going to shoot her tonight. So we'll have a nice little heart-to-heart talk about it.
Yes, and then call the police, that's what.
No, this is a thing police and prisons cannot cure. Now, Joe, if you do find a gun in his pocket, come back on stage whistling one of your songs. You know, your song about bank holidays, My Holiday Girl on a Holiday Bus.
Righto!
Now, Linda, you just act natural. Let him have his murder and get it out of his system. I like the boy, and I don't hold it against him. When we're 21 years old, we'll have a few drops of crazy melodrama in us.
Oh, I hate him! I hate him! Why can't he just let me be?
Yes, that's love.
Oh, Aunt Rowena, can't it be cured? Can't you just make him forget me?
Well, they say there are some ways. They say you can mock him out of it, make fun of him. Some say you can show yourself up at your worst, or make yourself worse than you are. But I say there's only one way to cure that kind of love when it's feverish and all upset. Only love can cure love. Only being fond of him, only being real interested and fond of him can oh, it's all right, dearie. Don't you get jumpy. It's a lucky chance to get the thing all cleared up. Just remember, I like him. He's just somebody's boy who's not ill for a few weeks.
He breathes so hard.
Why, Mr. Warburton, I never saw such a load. Whatever did you find to bring us? Fries, salami, and I don't know what all. Joe, help Mr. Warburton off with his coat. Mr. Warburton, take off your coat.
I think I'll keep the coat, thanks.
Oh, no, you won't need your coat. There's nothing worse than sitting about in a heavy coat.
Nice of you.
Now, Linda, you've been exercising. Draw up your chair and slip that scarf about you. Ah, well, this is going to be nice. What nicer than a bite to eat with a few friends? And especially nice for you, Mr. Warburton, since you ought to be at your university. Or am I mistaken?
Yes. I ought to be at Cambridge.
Ah, fancy that. Must be exciting to break the rules so freely. Life can be so dull, it can do us good to make a little excitement. But you'll change your mind about having something to eat with us. A slice of salami?
I don't think I could eat anything. Thanks. I'll have a little ale.
That's right.
Madame Angelelli is having a soiree on Thursday, Linda. Don't you go anymore?
I don't like them.
I was wondering where you were last Thursday. Madame Angelelli had expected you every moment.
I don't like them.
What can be keeping Jo over the kipper? Have you seen Jo on the stage, Mr. Warburton? Jo Weston, she is.
No, I don't think I have.
Oh, she's one of the best comedians in the pantomimes. But surely you've seen her husband, Henry DeVoe, he was. He was one of the best sopranists in all England, and very famous. She lost him 2 years ago, Henry DeVoe. Everyone loved him. It was a terrible loss. Oh, but shh, here she comes. What a noise you make, Jo. Prepare. Anyone would think you're happy about something.
It's cold in here, Rowena, after the kitchen.
Yes, perhaps Mr. Warburton will want his coat after all.
Yes, I better keep it with me.
How do you feel, dearie?
I hate it. I wish I were home.
Oh, this is good, Jo. You're a good cook. Ah, this theater's seen some wonderful nights. Jo, I'll never forget when you were in Robinson Crusoe the second. You stood right there and pretended you'd seen a ghost. I hurt myself laughing.
No, it wasn't me. It was Henry. He sang the Sultan of Baghdad 300 times in this very house, on these very boards. 300 times the house went crazy when he sang the houseboat song. Henry DeVoe was my husband, Mr. Warburton. He was the best sopranist in all of England since Nell Gwynn, sir.
I can hear him now, Jo. He was as good a friend as he was a singer.
After the show, I would wait for him at the corner, Mr. Warburton. Do you know the corner?
Yes.
I did not always have an engagement. The manager did not think it right to have a wife waiting in the theater to take the soprانist home. So I'd wait for him at that corner. He'd slip away from all the noise and all the applause to go home with a wife who did not always have an engagement.
Now, Joe, I won't have you saying that. You're one of the best comics in England. Oh, Joe, you're tired. Rest yourself a bit.
No, Rowena, I want to say this about him. He never felt a success, and he had 100 ways of pretending he was no success at all. Joe, he'd say, I got it all wrong tonight, and then he'd ask me how he should do it.
Mr. Warburton, have a seat. For good feeling's sake. We're all friends here. Linda, put some sausage on some bread for him with your own hands.
And when he was ill, he knew that his coughing hurt me. He'd suffer 4 times over trying to hold back his coughing. Cough, Henry, I'd say. But no! He'd act like I was a sick person who needed to be taken care of. I read in the papers about people who shoot the persons they love. I don't know what to think. What is it but that they want to be noticed? Noticed even if they must shoot to get noticed? It's themselves. It's themselves that they love.
Yeah. I must go now.
Joe, come downstairs. Get into that old chest. I think we can find Henry's old shield and spear from the ice palace and other things. You go on eating. We'll be just a minute.
All right, Rowena, let's go look.
I won't trouble you anymore, Linda. I want you to be happy. That's all.
You don't trouble me, Arthur.
What Mrs. Weston said is true. I want to be noticed. I wish that you liked me, Linda. I wish that you liked me more. I wish that I could prove to you that I'd do anything for you. That I could give you all that she was describing. I won't be a trouble to you anymore. I can prove it. Linda, I've been waiting at that corner for hours, just walking up and down, waiting. And I've planned, Linda, to prove that I couldn't live without you. And if you were going to be cold and didn't like me, I was going to shoot myself right here to prove to you. To prove to you. But you have all been so kind, and what Mrs. Weston said about her husband, I think just loving isn't wasted.
Arthur, I wish you wouldn't.
I imagine I'm young still. I'm young still. Goodbye. Goodbye. And thanks. Goodbye.
Linda, was that he that went out? Linda, what happened?
He said goodbye forever. He left the gun to prove to me something or another. Thank you for nothing.
Linda, I hope you said a kind word to him.
Thank you for nothing, I said.
Well, young lady, you're only 16. You'll have your turn, and when the time comes, we'll have to take care of you.
Don't let's talk about it. I'm tired of it. So hot and excited. Mario would never do such a thing. Mario doesn't even seem to notice when you're there.